Okay, 8 years ago today, my sister was left at the altar on her wedding. I was about 13, her maid of honor. He just said no and walked out when asked if he would take her to be his wife. It was horrible after. He joined the army and got married like 6 months later, and my sister moved back in with us. She stayed in my room and would cry herself to sleep every night for months. Yikes. I can't really blame him. My sister is terrible with money and had piles of debt. It just keeps getting worse. Oh my god. It's been 10 years and she's now married to a guy we all really love, but we think she made herself get pregnant recently. He doesn't want kids, and now their marriage, not even after a year, is struggling super badly. Oh my god. This girl has to have like the worst luck in the world. Like, as I'm reading this, I'm just like, this is kind of tragic. Like, first of all, she got left at her wedding, and her sister, who was 13 at the time, was talking about how her sister's terrible with money and she's lots of debt, so clearly she's not the best example for her sister. He just said no and walked out. If she, like, at that point, my life would be over. Like, I feel like there's no bouncing back or coming back from that, like, period. But the fact that this guy then joined the army and got married 6 months later, it wasn't even a year after they finished, they called off their wedding. Like, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Man, people really be out here letting one song ruin their whole special day? Like, look at everything around you. Look at yourself. Like, everything there looks so beautiful and like a literal fairy tale. Like, just chill on the song, you know? Who cares? Literally, I mean, maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe it's like there's a reason it's so important, but it's like, just get him to play the song, you know what I mean? Be like, no, I'm gonna sit here, but I'm gonna be happy still. I just don't want her to be sad on her wedding day. Girlfriend is pissed that her boyfriend danced with a bridesmaid she apparently doesn't like. Imagine fighting like that at all, it's just weird. But like, imagine fighting like that in a public place. No, screaming, crying like that. I don't even like that at home, let alone out in public. Okay, so question. I have a maid of honor and 3 bridesmaids. My maid of honor and 2 of my bridesmaids love the dress I picked out for them and have ordered it. It is $265. Now, I totally know that not everyone can afford that, but all of my bridesmaids have waited 36 years for me to get married. Nobody waited 36 years for you to get married. I'll tell you that. I'm sure they're all very happy for you, but I'm sure none of them really cared, okay? They weren't waiting with bated breath for you to get married. No, they didn't. I just found out today that one of them wasn't planning to spend much more than $150. What do I do if the other 3 of the 4 total have the same dress? Pictures of one of our engagement photos. First of all, not wanting to spend more than $150 on a dress that you might not even like, and also you probably will never wear again, is like so reasonable. And you, as the bride, should probably, I don't know, foot the rest of that bill if you really want them to wear that dress so damn bad. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Man, people are entitled. It's all on Facebook too. What a surprise. Like, I thought people on Facebook were just great.
These people are evil, remember?
Girl dressed up as bride and crashed her ex's wedding. Ooh, would not recommend. Oh no, this is so tragic. This is, oh no. Oh no, oh no, the bride storms off. Man, if somebody did this to me, it would be on site. I'm spending all this money, all this time, all this effort for you to do this? No, 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 I would not put up with that. I don't think. I don't think I'd like that very much. That bride handled that a lot better than I think I would have. I'm a big diva. 4 years ago, they got an award. Also, just like ironic nickname for what we're talking about right now, you know? Or like screen name. Imagine, that's what your friends call you as a nickname. I'm a big diva. Planner here. Okay, they're a wedding planner. I've seen some Bride invites ex-boyfriend to wedding because, quote, he's just a really good friend. During reception, her husband of 2 hours goes to the bathroom. She plants a kiss on him, notices I saw, and promptly reminds me to mind my business. If somebody was like, mind your business, before I even said anything, I would be like, well, now I'm not going to, because you annoyed me. At the end of the night, catering informed me they hadn't settled their bill. If they didn't get payment that night, there would be an additional fee charged. I run outside and let them know before they drive off. 2 days later, I get a call from groom who informs me the bride is extremely upset with my unprofessionalism and wants a refund. Yeah. Good luck. She wasn't happy that I made a scene by running outside to tell them about the bill in an effort to save them from additional charges. I asked him if he was aware of the scene she made when she kissed ex-BF on the dance floor while he went to the bathroom. He hung up. Yeah, I mean, listen, I would have told him even before that. I would have told him about the bill and the kiss at the same time, okay? Yeah, mind your own business. How will you mind your business? If you were minding your business, you wouldn't be cheating on your literal brand new husband, and also you'd be settling that bill, crazy ass. People are entitled. Dang, I wonder what happened. I would have liked to be a fly on the wall for what happened after that. I went to a wedding in which the father of the groom died of a massive heart attack. Well, the bride threw a fit and wouldn't let the groom leave with his father. Instead, she insisted that the wedding go on and not ruin her night. Girl, first of all, I have some bad news for you. That day of your anniversary is never gonna be your anniversary anymore. So you have to think about that. Somebody died, lady. You could get married 100 times over and whatever, who cares? The man died. What the heck? These entitled Karens really be out here thinking that their wedding is more important than somebody's dad's life? I would get a divorce. Because at that point, if it's the reception, I'm assuming you're probably already married at that point, so I would get a divorce immediately. An annulment, you can get annulled. A girl I went to high school with threw a fit and nearly called off her wedding because her florist couldn't find flowers that perfectly matched her lipstick. Wow, crazy, that's crazy. Imagine being like, oh, this thing that they make like in a lab? I mean, I can't believe you can't find anything that grows from the ground naturally that matches it. Like, this isn't paint. We're not at Home Depot. I bet the lipstick wasn't even good enough for that either. Do you think that anybody's gonna notice that? Oh, those flowers, they were close, but not quite a perfect match.
Deleted 6 years ago said, a guy I knew did this. He was a nice, laid-back guy marrying a toxic person. I can't get into the details because I didn't know him too well, but apparently his friends had been telling him to break it off from the beginning. That's always a red flag, but okay. They had a final intervention for him the morning of the wedding, and they finally convinced him to just leave. He showed up at this festival I was at during what was supposed to be his wedding. I saw him and said, hey man, aren't you getting married today? And he had this kind of faraway look and said, yeah, that's not happening anymore. LOL. Wait, hold on. Can you just imagine like you're friends with somebody and they're meant to be getting married and you just see them pop up at a festival one day and you're just like, yo, like, aren't you supposed to be at like your wedding? And it's like, not happening anymore. Like, what? How do you respond to that? What conversation goes on from there? Because that's wild to me. I don't know. I'm really thinking about, I'm really thinking about it and I'm like, damn, like that's kind of wild. It's like, oh yeah, that's not happening anymore.
Anyway, to secure your spot in our wedding party, the following things will be required. Before I even read more of this, securing your spot just seems like it's already like entitled language, you know what I mean? I do understand, like, yeah, for sure you gotta like commit to the role, I agree with that, but there's just something about the language of you have to do these things to secure your spot, like it's some sort of like VIP thing, and they should be like lucky for being in your wedding party, you know? You will sign a contract that holds you legally responsible for meeting all of our requirements and says that if you don't, you will be legally held to reimbursing us for the time we wasted and the stress of causing problems. Lady, I don't think I'm gonna be in your wedding party if there's like a threat of being sued. Because what if you just have a bad time and then you feel like suing? Also, I'm not signing a legal contract to be in your wedding party, you weirdo. That's so weird. That's weird behavior. Okay, POV, you just got married. Nobody bought the Dyson vacuum that you registered for, but you got a $348 gift card from Costco because you booked your honeymoon through their website. So you end up buying it for something like that. Okay, I don't like this already. I don't even want to watch this after just reading this. It's really entitled. I mean, yeah, that's what happens. Did you put other things on your registry, or was there only a Dyson vacuum on there? Because for sure, I'm not just gonna go for the vacuum that costs $500. It's a lot of money. All right, it's a little entitled, don't you think?
It's like a reward.
So you end up buying it for $150. I mean, there you go. You still got a Dyson vacuum for $150, so worked out. Entitled Bridezilla cousin wants OP's wedding. Okay, am I the asshole for not letting my cousin borrow my wedding dress? No. What? That's not. You're not the asshole. I'm like surprised. Usually I see ones that are the asshole, but no, I don't think that's Polish at all. I'm so confused. I literally have nothing to say about this because I'm like, no, you're simply not. They can get their own wedding dress. That's really how it, borrow too. Not even pay for, borrow. My cousin's watching this right now. My friend asked me to literally cut my hair for her wedding, saying that it was too long and would take too long to do. Is she doing it? Because if not, I really don't understand where that's coming from. Also, saying that it was too long and it would take too long to do, I don't think that's like a real thing. What if she just had shorter hair but like had a lot of hair? Would you be like, can you get that thinned out for me? Man, like what in the world? I just don't understand, especially when you're planning a wedding and then on top of all the other like regular day-to-day like life things you have to do, how you would find the time to be like, can you change your eyes and can you change your hair? And can you not live with your girlfriend? Like how on earth do you have time to focus on so many other things? I don't know. It's just so busy. It's just too busy. She is very angry. All right. Oh, dang. She's just angry. She's not having a good day. Doesn't like it. Something went wrong. I don't know what, but I just see the arrow that says she is very angry, and I believe it. Well, hope the rest of the evening got better after this. Bird lover. Not a bridesmaid, but a witness to one. The bride got walked out on by her entire bridal party except her maid of honor. Of course, it was because no one loved her and everyone wanted to ruin her day, not because she ripped a bridesmaid's dress from the neck down in an open area because it was too white. It was the dress the bride insisted on all of the maids wearing. Of course, absolutely, of course. I mean, why would it not be something absolutely insane like that? Also, just like the force to rip a dress, you gotta be angry. And if I was that bridesmaid, I don't think she would have gotten that far as to rip my dress. You know what I mean? Somebody approaching me? No ma'am. Also, how did the maid of honor stick around? I would have left too. I would have been like, oh, no thanks. Sorry, see you later. I'm getting married in 4 months. One of the bridesmaids have put on a bit of weight since I've asked her. How do I tell her nicely that she needs to take a few runs around the block daily? I don't want a fat heifer to ruin my wedding photos. I'm so pissed off they know how much this wedding means to me and she just doesn't give a f. Don't even know what to say about this one. That's f***ed up. I hope this friend first of all saw this first. I hope that friend has way better friends, and I hope whoever this is had a terrible wedding. I wish that on somebody. Yep, I did. And I don't even care if that's rude, I mean it.
Okay, Scrappy_LaRue 6 years ago said, not at the altar, but I bailed just 2 days before we were headed to City Hall. Big yikes. It was a green... It's always the green card marriage, y'all. it's always the green card marriages, bro. It was a green card marriage. On our second date, she mentioned that her visa was expiring in 6 months, and I jokingly proposed to her. Dude, this is where you messed up. We continued dating, we're falling for each other, and that proposal became much more real as the deadline approached. Oh my god, that's kind of cute. It's giving like enemies to friends to lovers love trope. Yo, guys. I love reading, and this is giving me like a fiction book right now. Like I'm like, that line right there would be a killer trope. Like you could base a whole book off of that part alone. Anyways, I'm straying way off. So we continued dating, we're falling for each other, and the proposal became much more real as the deadline approached. I backed out at the last minute because we just didn't agree on a few details. Can you imagine you're starting to actually fall for someone who you jokingly proposed to, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Living arrangements and finances were easy. What couldn't be negotiated was how seriously either of us wanted to take these vows. I wanted to at least attempt to be a married, monogamous monogamous couple, she didn't really want to commit to that. Whoa. If she falls deeper in love, great. If not, we're just roommates. I miss her, but I think I dodged a bullet. I believe she would have vanished on me at some point, and I could be in a real jam over immigration crime. Yikes. That is messy. Wait, hold on. There's so much to break down. Like, there's so much happening in this one story. Living arrangements, finances, whatever. Oh no, he said that was the easy part. What they were negotiating was how serious either of them wanted to take their vows. If you had to be questioning that, you shouldn't be getting married, period. But I mean, I wanted to at least attempt to be married, monogamous couple. That's crazy. Leaving at the altar 2 days prior is crazy. Talking about immigration crime, that's crazy. I cannot.
At a wedding I went to, the bride replaced a bridesmaid of hers at the last minute because she dyed her hair a slightly lighter brown the night before. Apparently didn't match the dress, which was bright pink. I mean, you know, bright pink and all those matching colors it has. What in the world? Like, what do you mean she dyed her hair and it didn't match the dress? That makes no sense. Can we talk about how bridesmaid dresses are always ugly? I don't know what it is. I mean, there has been nice ones. I will say that I have seen nice ones. But some of the time, I'm like, does the bride have a vendetta? Does she got something to prove? What's going on here? My cousin had a screaming hissy fit because none of her bridesmaids could afford to attend her dream bachelorette party in Vegas. We're on the East Coast. Yeah, I mean, that's really far away. I think it's pretty reasonable to not be able to afford a trip to Vegas? I don't know, it's not the cheapest place that exists in the entire world, first of all, and not everyone has money to just go on a trip at any given time, you know? Like, even if it was a weekend away, sometimes people don't have money for that, so I don't know, that just seems crazy. That just seems a screaming hissy fit. Like, being upset is like, whatever, you know, you're entitled to your feelings, whether they're valid or not. Well, they're always valid. Your feelings are always valid. Whatever, they're your feelings, you can't control them. But a screaming hissy fit is maybe taking it a little too far. You know what I mean? It's just a little cross the line, I would say. Bridezilla moment, when no one wants to cooperate and the alpha male awakens. All right. I mean, really all I saw was her just be like, come on, let's get these pictures over with. But I didn't see anything too crazy in that one. Oh man, it's just getting pictures done is annoying. It like takes a while and like for sure worth it, you know, 100% worth it, but it can be a lot. It can be very draining to get a bunch of photos taken. So, and you're hungry and stuff. Not a reason to like act like a Karen or anything, but like you get what I'm saying. I once worked in a bakery and we had this bride freak out that her cake wasn't right and proceeded to smash it to bits with her fist. You know, like people do for like a 1-year-old on their birthday, like a cake smash vibe, but this is just a full-grown woman having a tantrum. Nice. She smashed the wrong cake. Oh my god! I didn't even read that. I was like, this is already too much. Turns out there's more. Like, what the f? Anyway, the cops allowed her to wash her hands before placing her in handcuffs, probably. I felt bad for the future husband and the couple that ordered said cake. People are cray-cray. Yeah, like, what if there's not time to remake their cake now? Oh my god, that'd be devastating. Just because some Karen needed to freak out. Ugh, I hope she had to pay for both cakes. Her own and the couple's, and then she also got arrested. That's what happens. Dang, hope it was worth it. Over a cake. How'd you get arrested? Oh, I threw a grown-up tantrum over a cake, because that's appropriate. Last weekend, a bride strode into a gorgeous rented chapel 4 hours early while 30 people are praying in her super short makeup robe and freaked out because one table was not set up at that moment. She picked up a chair in front of everybody and threw it in a trash can. Yep. Imagine 4 hours early and you pick up a chair and throw it in a trash can because a table's not set up? Well, what if that chair was gonna go with that table you want set up so bad, but now it can't because it's in the trash can? Jeez Louise. Also, how uncomfortable. Well, 30 people are praying? Oh my god, can I tell you guys this story? Okay, so I don't come from like a super religious family. Don't be upset about that. It just is what it is, okay? So we don't really say a grace before we eat. So it's something that sometimes I forget that other people do. So I was serving one day and I was running food and I 1,000,000%, me and a bunch of other servers, because it was like a large table, ran all this food over in the middle
of their grace. And I've never been so uncomfortable in my life. I don't pray, but I respect other people's, their routines. That's what I'm trying to say. So I can't imagine having a hissy fit, like walking in while 30 people are praying. Like, I would be mortified. I would leave and come back tomorrow. I'd miss my own damn wedding.
Today I became Mrs. Blank. The wedding was simple but memorable. She posted this photo. She talked about it being simple but memorable, and I like that attitude. Would I want somebody wearing like something so casual to my wedding? Maybe not, but that's my own prerogative, okay? Maybe she's fine with that, and that's also fine. It is fine to just have a chill wedding. I see nothing wrong with this. Oh, is he the groom? I mean, if that's would I want my groom to wear? Imagine if Taylor showed up in that outfit to our wedding. I would have some words for the man, that's for sure. But like, listen, maybe they talked about it. I'm sure that this wasn't like just the surprise of the century. I do feel like, yes, for sure, you should put in some more effort, but like, if that's what makes them both happy, then all the best to them. Well wishes, Message details. Everything's blanked out. Subject: wedding question. Message: hello, my fiance and I are looking for a wedding photographer, but are having some issues with the contracts we are coming across. We are wanting a clause that guarantees us a refund should we ever get divorced, since we would not need the photos in that situation. This is absolutely insane. Also, having prenuptial agreements and that sort of thing, for certain scenarios. I don't really understand planning to get a divorce. That just seems to not make any sense. That's insane. I don't think that they found a photographer willing.
I had a friend that threw a temper tantrum complete with screaming and what is it with people screaming? Like, I really have never seen an adult do this in front of my own eyes. Because her grandmother had the audacity to die a few hours before her wedding. I mean, that grandma and the audacity. She said it would throw off the seating arrangements because now there would be a big empty space. Oh my god, Karens are really worried about people's eyes, people's hair length, and the seating arrangements? Because now there's gonna be a big empty space because your grandma died? That's insane. I think that was just somebody's grief coming out in a different way, because that seems crazy.
Okay, Xavier Grayson, 6 years ago, I left my ex-fiance a month before the wedding. Backstory: I never actually proposed to her. She more or less did it to me. We were in a mall and she wanted to go to a jewelry store to look at engagement rings. I wasn't expecting to walk out of there with one, but we did. This salesperson even took a just engaged Polaroid. LOL. She became more and more controlling and I couldn't take it anymore. After I left her, her friend texted me on the day of the supposed ceremony telling me the cake was delicious. My ex somehow managed to break into the email and asked me who a girl was in an email I received after I left her. I can understand her reasoning if it was before, but it wasn't. She also texted me a while after I left and told me she missed her period. An hour later, I got another text that said, never mind. Wowzers. I thought the last story was crazy. This one's insane. First of all, she proposed to him. They walked out of the engagement ring store with a whole ring. She became more and more controlling, couldn't take it anymore after I left her. Okay, so she clearly, I'm assuming she got married to another person. That's how I'm perceiving the story. The whole part about her missing her period and then telling her never mind, that is really giving me she was with another person on the side. I feel like this whole thing is meant to be like a cheating thing. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just too tired to be perceiving this correctly, but that is messy either way. Situation is terrible. Oh my god.
I will not grow sensitive and angry with the bride because I understand that she has a bossy attitude. I'm assuming this is rule 21 on a list of rules. That's my guess, first of all, which is like its own thing, but I will just understand that if she's being rude, it's just because she's a bossy attitude and I'm just supposed to deal with that. Definitely some sort of a texting conversation. This is your second wedding. You planned something. I took off work and got chewed out. I bought a dress I didn't need and even planned to cook for it as a favor and you canceled it last second. All right, we're done here. That's somebody who is upset that they got called out and can't really deny any of the things. I love you and want to do this with you and for you, but let me get my blank homework done. No, I'm done talking. Go get your homework done, lady. Don't act like you're trying to tell me what to do. Then whatever, dude. You're gonna blow this marriage too. I hope so. I I hope so. Like, that's so dumb. If anybody has more context to like what this is, I really need to know, because this is just insane. This is your second wedding? Like, what second wedding? Like, did you get divorced before? Or is this your second wedding to the same person? This one's the definition of just entitlement. This is just an entitled person. Also, imagine like so many years down the line and you got to give them a refund. 30 years in, they get a divorce and you gotta give them a refund? That would be insane. The bride kicked the groom's lifelong best friend out of the wedding party because he lived with his girlfriend and she wanted her entire wedding party to be pure. First of all, what does that mean? Because it doesn't seem very pure to kick out your soon-to-be husband's best friend because of your beliefs and the way that you want him to live his life. That seems like the opposite of pure. That seems quite rude, if you ask me. Also, that's a red flag for the person who's about to marry her, in my opinion. Uh-oh, when you fire a bridesmaid, I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
La 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 la.
Photoshop. Uh-oh. What happened? We're not even getting the tea here. I want to know what happened. I mean, she's lucky that she was at the back and it made it easy to edit out, because dang, she was in the middle? You just can have a gap? That'll look weird. What happened? I want to know what happened between these two. There's some drama there. Orbital cheese. Ew, they're little things like cockroach. I don't like that. Wedding band member here. Oh, that's a different point of view we don't usually get. Had a bride flip her shit at me and my bandmates because her instruments weren't white or salmon colored to fit in with the decorations. Oh no, how could they do that to her personally? And she was saying we would ruin the photographs. Absolutely. I completely agree. That makes a lot of sense. Even though I was playing during the reception and all the photos were already taken. Oh, what a surprise. A sunburst jazz bass, blue Stratocaster, and a red drum set aren't going to ruin your pictures, darling. I could not agree more. Also, if anyone was like, oh, that wedding sure did look nice, but the instruments, I would say, are you insane? So like, wouldn't you rather just have an instrument that sounds good instead of like a salmon colored guitar that sounds like shit? It makes no sense. Make it make sense, people. Orbital cheese. I'm still on that, by the way.
At the risk of sounding entitled, at the risk. The fact that you've already posted something this long is too much. I have to vent today. When we invited our friends and family to our destination wedding in Thailand, only 9 people RSVP'd out of 150. Okay, I get it, paying $3K to share my special day is too much for some of you. I'd pay for yours, but whatever. Alright, sure, let's keep going. But then when we changed the wedding to be in Hawaii so it's within everyone's reach, only 7 of you RSVP'd? It costs less, but less of you want to come? Is that what you think of blank and me? You can't spare $2K to come share our happiness? I'm tempted to just elope and not let any of you be a part of our happiest day. This is it, guys. You have 3 days to respond to our evites or we're deleting you off of Facebook, and good luck keeping up with our lives then. Nice. And don't get me started on the registry. Only the cheap stuff is gone. I swear I thought I had better friends. Blank and I are asking you to reconsider.
I bet they got 0 RSVPs after that. Okay, first of all, you wonder why people don't want to spend $3 grand to go to your wedding, okay? How you keep them updated is by posting on Facebook, so, all right? I already don't like this person, just in general. What? All of this? Only the cheap stuff is gone. Yeah, because they're already spending $3 grand to go to your wedding. Oh, sorry, $2 grand because you switched it to be, within everyone's reach. Like, that's insane. People are crazy. Also, the whole point of, well, not the whole point, but like part of having a destination wedding is like only having your closest friends and family who are willing to spend $3 grand to come to your wedding, right? Like, that's the whole point. I don't know, 150 people for a destination wedding? That's insane. I could never plan that.
No way.
The girl who doesn't think she's a bridezilla. Uh-oh.
Why are you guys taking pictures without me? I mean, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me. You're lucky you were even invited. Okay, smile. Hey, I need you to go to my cousin Jamie and borrow her engagement ring for a little bit and then just hide it. If I hear one more person ask about her engagement story tonight, I'm gonna effing lose it. Okay, thanks. Ugh.
I wonder if she's like a wedding planner or something and just sees a lot of drama. Or maybe she just has been to a lot of weddings where there's a lot of shady brides.
This mother-son song doesn't end soon. I'm gonna end it myself. I wanted to cut it all together, but Mark insisted, so wife of the year, I kept it in. He's so lucky to have me. Excuse me, I'm not sure why people are dancing already because I haven't danced yet, so please remove all the small children from the dance floor. Once I've had my fun, then you guys can have yours too. Okay, thanks so much.
Hey, I am having a wedding emergency. My photographer canceled on me and I need a photographer bad. Your friend does weddings, right? She can help me? Hello? So this was 2 minutes apart, it looks like. It looks like this one right here. I know you can't, it's kind of cut off. That looks like it's at 2:43 p.m. And then at 2:45, they said, hello. Sorry, I just tried to call you. Give me a call when you have a minute to talk, but yes, blank does weddings. It's sweet that you think someone who is planning a wedding would have time for a phone call. Just text me, the wedding is the 28th, Winter Wonderland theme. Lol, I get that you're stressed out, blank, but you don't need to be condescending. I'm trying to help, literally. And I'm glad that they called it out as they saw it. Listen, I do think that if you want a favor that you have time for a phone call, if that's my preferred method of communication, do you want the favor or not? Because there's one way, Karen. If you do not get an invite, here is a list of potential reasons why. How sweet. Thank you so much for creating a list for us, for compiling all the reasons. 1, if I have invited you every time we have a group function and you never show up. Fair enough. 2, if you are just a work acquaintance and I've never hung out with you outside of work. Also fair enough. 3, if I show up to things you invite me to and you never show up to our invites or even respond. I mean, it's like kind of the same as number 1, but I guess this is just crazy. I feel like this is like the thing you would send if you were in like elementary school, you know? I feel like you don't have to give like a reason why you didn't invite every single person that you work with to your wedding. Like, girl, we just aren't friends. That's it. Doesn't mean we can't be great coworkers, but like sometimes you're just not friends with the people you work with. That's not weird.
Catherine Gannon, I hope I said that right. It might be Gannon. Cake-tastrophe. I ditched my bridezilla fiance at the altar after finding out she'd secretly forced my mates to pay for a $7,000 cake, I believe that is. I'm assuming that's a $7,000 cake, and if that's the case, that's insane. One ex-fiance has told how he walked out on his bride-to-be at their wedding after he found out she coerced her friends into paying for their $7,000 cake. The former groom said that his fiancée started to show her true colors as the big day got closer and she got more and more demanding. He dodged a bullet in a good way, because like if she's already this demanding and whatnot, then like who knows how she'll be 10 years down the road when you've been married for 10 years and you're kind of stuck in this marriage or whatever. I don't know, that's kind of, can we just talk about the $7,000 wedding cake though? Like, I think the most I've ever had a family member pay for a cake, or I've ever seen a family member pay for cake, is like maybe $500, $600. $7,000, definitely nothing over $1,000. Like, I'm really thinking about it now. I just want to know what that wedding cake looked like, and it had to have tasted like the best wedding cake in the world, because there's no other way I'd be paying $7,000 for a cake unless it wasn't the prettiest, biggest, and most delicious wedding cake in the world. Like, absolutely not.
My best friend got mad at me that I was away at college while she was planning her wedding because she thought I should be there with her instead. Yeah, I mean, your best friend's wedding or an education. It really is these two things that everyone is faced with in their life. Which one do you do? Which one's the right path to take? If your friend is gonna get mad at you for being at college while she's trying to plan her wedding, then you need to find a new best friend at college, I think. That's just my opinion, but I think maybe we need to move on from that friendship because that's crazy.
So, maid of honor fired. By the way, I'm having so much fun like putting my spin on like the attitude that I think that these people had. I've been messaging our group chat for helping with planning some stuff and the wedding shower, etc., and they will read it and never reply, which is super frustrating. That's it? I feel like I need more from that one. I mean, yeah, if you're not replying, like, maybe you're too busy for the maid of honor duties, which is fair, because, like, that's a lot of stuff. Maid of honor is expected to do a lot of stuff sometimes. What's the time limit we're giving her to reply, you know? Maybe she's at work. I need to know more about this one. Warning, rant ahead. Stop sign emoji. I'm getting married next Saturday the 16th. All of my bridesmaids are gorgeous, and honestly, I can't imagine having better looking friends. My issue is, it's my fiance's best man. He's only 5'3", so he will look ridiculous escorting my sister down the aisle. He is homely as well. Like what? A unibrow and crooked teeth. One of those really big smiles that shows off his teeth, God forbid, and 10 feet of gum off too. Oh my God, that's not a rant, that's a goddamn roast. Jeez, like, chill. Oh my God, that's crazy. And you put that on the internet, of all things. First of all, why does it matter? They don't have to look like a couple going down the aisle. Like, it's just whatever. Second of all, why do your opinions on his appearance matter at all? You know what I mean? It's just so irrelevant. Shouldn't you be focused on, like, being married? Instead of like, oh, I don't find my husband's best friend attractive. You weirdo? That's weird. This is my blood sister. Feels great to have no one, not even my blood, have my back through this process. Mind you, my wedding is January 2024, far away still. And she continued to say how she's broke and lives paycheck to paycheck. I don't plan on having my bachelorette until October 2023. That is an entire year from now. And I felt like it was automatically shut down by my own sister. Very disappointing. Being broke is just an excuse for her eye rolling emoji. I already don't even want to read this text exchange because just like, seems insane. Okay, also this must be recent because I don't plan on having the bachelorette until October 2023. Right now it's October 2022. So, okay. Oh yeah, the fall festival is cool. Bachelorette party, Las Vegas, Nashville, New Orleans, Puerto Rico, Key West. Are you paying? Question mark. Like, she just asked if you were paying. People are under no obligation to spend money on a holiday just to go to your bachelorette party. Sorry if somebody can't afford it, and you can. I don't know why you're getting mad that they can't afford it. Seems like you should just be counting your lucky ducks.
My brother left his fiance a week before the wedding. Basically, as soon as he proposed, all she cared about was the wedding. I know a lot of girls who are like that. Like, they get really caught up in the whole like wedding and the ceremony and how it's gonna go and how perfect it has to look to everybody who's attending. And I know a lot of people who get all up in their head talking about my wedding has to be the most perfect wedding ever. It has to be better than everybody else's wedding, da 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 da. And I just think that's crazy. Like, I feel like you should be excited to just be celebrating your love and your life with the person that you love and having the people who you love and care about there with you. But again, that might just be me. He wanted a very small wedding and she wanted a huge one. See, I had a feeling. She was also very religious. Her father is a preacher and he was not at all. She told him she wanted to become a deacon in her father's church and he told her no, he didn't want to do that. Pretty much they were disagreeing on everything up to that point. Finally, he called it off. He said it was the hardest thing he's ever had to do, but he knew he made the right decision. I kind of agree with this one. I feel like if he was going down a path of like, he was questioning the relationship and he felt like he wasn't sure if they were going to work out in the future because they were disagreeing on so much, I feel like he did make the right decision. Even though sometimes you have to make hard decisions, I feel like a lot of the times those are good decisions to make because he's probably in a healthy or happy relationship, or even if he's not, because relationships don't necessarily have to deem your worth, at least he learned from this experience and he can apply that to any relationship that he gets into next, whether that's with a friendship or a romantic relationship or anything. So I don't know, I feel like hats off to this guy. Well, hats off to Biscuitful's brother because it's not actually him, but yeah.
Hey everyone, has anyone received any wedding gifts in the past that were a slap in the face? How did you deal with it? Just that right there already is more than enough. My partner and I had a very exclusive wedding, all inclusive, and the focus were our guests. Our best friend, husband, and kids knew this and they gifted us 2 Kmart towels, a total value of about $10. This hurt us a lot as it was a slap in the face. We don't know how to deal with it. Any suggestions? Okay, so you made them go to an all-inclusive, first of all, which like costs money. They probably had to travel somewhere. Anyways, maybe it's all they can afford, question mark? Be thankful they wanted to be there to celebrate your special day and focus on the qualities in their personalities rather than the material items they may or may not have given you. Yeah, 100%. Is there any other comments? Hope somebody's like, your karma? Exactly. Oh, I can't see that bottom one. Oh, are you actually serious? It's not about what you get out of it. It's about celebrating with, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Literally, like, people go to weddings and don't bring a gift. Like, I don't know, I'm already here. I already spent money coming here in the first place. Most people do. Weddings cost other people money too. Oh, man. And what do we do about it? They gave you towels. Everyone needs towels, even a Kmart towel. The 40 answers and 12 reactions really says a lot. That's how you know that things are bad.
You know what, I shouldn't have asked.
Ladies, engagement ring / wedding ring, $1,800. I'm selling this because my girlfriend didn't like it. I designed it myself. It's appraised for $2,500. No lowball offers will be considered. It comes certified. I have all the paperwork to prove it. That's so sad. What the hell? Can I see the ring? Designed it himself too? So much effort. Oh. Wow, I could cry. Aw, that's so nice. Why wouldn't she like it? What do you mean? That's so rude. I feel bad. I'm just sad now. That's so sad. I hope that he sold the girlfriend with the ring. No, even if somebody gave me a ring and I didn't like it for whatever spoiled ass reason, do you think that I would ever say that out loud? No! Dilemma of the day. Oh no. I'm a bridesmaid for a friend and she has asked the bridal party to cut all of our hair to the same length. Fine, I can do that. Nope, not a chance. I'd already be out. At that point. And dye our hair too. I'm a blonde and she wants it to be a dark brown and I really don't want to do that. Is it selfish to say no? No. No, it is not selfish to say no. And that's an insane thing to ask somebody. I would actually cutting, you're fine. The craziest part is that you're fine with all the same length. Like, no lady, this isn't the Rockettes. Like, what do you want from me? No, I would be like, no, I'm fine just being a guest. Wear whatever they want, just spend less money. You don't have to do a bunch of weird activities and weird photos. You just hang out. No thanks. Oh my God, all right. Whew.
Okay, good morning, blank. My name is blank. I'm the wedding coordinator for blank and blank. We've got some other stuff blanked out. Rules and regulations. Do not talk to the bride at all. Everyone will toast with Remy. No acceptance. Lastly, must come with gift $75 or more or you won't be admitted in. If you're gonna have that many rules for the wedding and like insane rules, you might want to at least send the email with no spelling mistakes. It's just a thought, you know? Not trying to be rude, but geez Louise, people are crazy. Like, I get it, some rules like are a little out there, but they like make sense and stuff. This is just pure entitlement. I love do not talk to the bride at all is really funny though. That would be what I want for my wedding. My cousin married a vapid idiot. The night before the wedding at the rehearsal, she figured the flower girl had the same shoes as her in a much smaller size. She flipped her at 9 p.m., made the mother of the flower girl buy different shoes for her before the ceremony. That's what happens when you buy your shoes from Payless. Not much of a selection in white. Yikes, that could have been so cute and a nice sweet moment, but instead, she turned into a bridezilla, you know? Also, like, even if you did have a problem with it in whatever world, like whatever, but there's just other ways to fix this problem. Like, there are other shoes that exist. You could have offered to buy her another pair of shoes. You could have just like nicely asked. You could have gone and gotten a new pair of shoes for yourself. Like, there's so many options, and just being an asshole, it should have been the last one. Okay, deleted. Last weekend, a bride strides into a gorgeous rented chapel 4 hours early while 30 people are praying in her super short makeup robe, freaks out because one table was not set up at the moment, picks up a chair in front of everyone and throws it in a trash can. Yep, imagine. I mean, first of all, it's a church, lady, or a chapel, so it's gonna be used for other things. Also, throwing a chair in the... Imagine! Everyone's just trying to have a nice, like, time, just praying, good vibes, whatever. And she's like WWE. What a psychopath. I would have been like, you can't use the chapel anymore. Sorry. You broke the rules already, so find somewhere else to have your wedding today. Good luck.
Bridezilla wants fiance to have matching eyes in wedding. Am I the asshole for asking my fiance with heterochromia to wear contact lenses for our wedding photos? Yeah, you are. Oh, they got the poop knife word. That's so funny. Yeah, you are 1,000,000% asshole for that. First of all, why do you care? Second of all, are you marrying this person? So you have no problem with their eyes then, obviously. Because first of all, who has a problem with eyes? With somebody else's eyes? Where do these Karens find the time? I really don't understand. I'm shocked at this.
Who am I to say? Just because I wouldn't do it doesn't mean it's wrong. Bridezilla or photographerzilla? Man's got denied a plate and walked off. Hungry photographer deletes all photos and leaves after being denied food at a wedding. I mean, yeah. Are you just not gonna feed them? Do I think he should have deleted all of the photos if they're still paying him? Do I blame him for throwing a stink or a whatever for not feeding him? I think that you should feed people who are working for hours on end, for sure. If they said that they weren't going to feed him beforehand, then you should definitely be able to like bring snacks and stuff because you need to eat. So both in the wrong a little in some ways. Photographer people out there, let me know. I could totally be wrong. I've never had a wedding before, so I don't know.
If you weren't informed by Mike, it's mine and Christian's wedding next month. If you're... Okay. Great. Already. Why does everyone just expect gifts, by the way? If you're buying us gifts, the requirement is to buy us gifts above $250 for either me or Christian. So what you're saying is that you want something over $250. Yup. Well then, don't expect me coming. Honestly. What does it say at the bottom? We have beer, cocktails, cake. Well then you're losing because we have so much people here that have confirmed. Okay, I still don't care. Then you don't need a gift over $250 if so many people are coming, right? Like, that's insane. Most people would be like, hey, we have like this limit. We're not spending over this. Like, you know, you guys are already going out of your way to come. We really appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know it's like tradition or whatever, normal to get gifts for people who are getting married, but like, it's not a requirement to go to somebody's wedding. You don't have to get anybody a gift. Bridezilla's mother telling me not to buy eyeshadow for a wedding 8 months away. Oh good, Jeffree Star is dropping a purple themed collection. I was thinking I had too much money. The glitters. Don't buy purples for the wedding, love. Everyone in neutral shades got you booked in with makeup artist. It has nothing to do with the wedding, I just love Jeffree Star. Also, I shouldn't be booked with the makeup artist. I am hair only. Imagine just trying to, you know, put a thing on Facebook being like, whoa, really excited for this new eyeshadow palette. And then somebody's like, ooh, not for the wedding. No, I know that you would probably already be buying makeup for the wedding, and I know you were gonna go for bright purple. Also, if you wanted to go for bright purple, do it. You're wearing a white dress. You can wear any makeup on your eyes and it's gonna look great. It'll blend right in. Why do people want to tell other people what to do on their wedding day? If you want to wear a purple dress, wear a purple dress. Who cares? Who cares? Also the glitters. I know, we're not here for Jeffree Star, but we, you know, the palette. We're talking about makeup here, okay? I know Jeffree Star is very polarizing, to say the least, but.
10 years ago, Zako said an old friend of mine called off his wedding because he found out she effed some dude at her bachelorette party the weekend before. Hold on. He waited until the day of the wedding to call it off because he wanted her to have to explain it to her family, most of whom flew into town for the wedding. You guys, that is wild. Oh my god. I'm really sitting here like, whoa, like an old friend of mine called off his wedding because he found out she effed some dude at her bachelor party the weekend before. Girl, I am all for having a good time, but that is doing too much. You are getting married. It's not no more, let's have one last final night. No. You are a taken woman. You cannot do that. And then the fact that he had the patience and he was so petty, which like kind of deserved, but still, he had the patience and was so petty to wait until the wedding to call it off so she could tell her family who flew in to see this wedding why he wasn't getting married to her because she cheated on him. That is crazy. Yo, people are wild. That is it. Oh my god, and that's the last one too.
My mother-in-law wore a wedding dress to my wedding. Oh, and mother-in-law too. Not even like, because if it was your own mother, at least you could just like, you know, not that you should ever be mean to your mother, but like that you could just like rip her a new one. But like your mother-in-law is like, I mean, you still can, but it's just a little bit of a different story. That's insane. Well, at that point you'd be like, I don't even know what to do. I don't know. I can't kick her out because like, then my husband's gonna hate me now because it's his mom, but like he also probably went to kick her out because that's just stupid. Like people are like, don't wear white. This lady wore a whole wedding dress. That's crazy. And also just weird. That's weird.
Can't wait to surprise my fiance with these signs at our wedding in 19 days. Welcome to Emily's wedding, featuring Bailey. Nice, just Emily's wedding. Emily's getting married to herself. That's it. Emily's wedding. That would just feel so... listen, I completely understand because I know a lot of guys, well, I guess I shouldn't generalize, but like, I've heard stories of how some people will just like drop the ball and let one person do all the planning and stuff. So, you know, it might feel like it's just your wedding, but I feel like there's a story behind this one. Or maybe it's just a bridezilla who thinks that the wedding is all about them and not about their love and their relationship. Who knows? Who am I to say? I need you to make a custom centerpiece for each of the 20 tables. Heart emoji. If each one could be a separate Disney villain, I would die. Oh, and could you also do a cake topper? Question mark. OMG, I'm flattered. But wait, the wedding is next week. That's not enough time for me. Yeah, it's next week, but we figured they can't be that long to make, right? I'm assuming not, since she just said that that's not enough time. I would maybe see like how much time that is, like how much she could make in that time, and then go from there. Maybe figure something out. People are weird. It's like always weird when people want things on like a time limit that you just like, you literally said you can't do. You're like, no, that won't work. And they're like, but I really want it. I'm like, okay. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Me too. That would be great. My business would be thriving if I could do that much in that short amount of time. Don't you think? How many more orders could I get completed if I could just cut my timeline right in half? You know? People are weird. They just want miracles to happen for them. Johnny Tremaine. My wife was extremely cranky and yelling at everyone all day because things weren't perfect. The funny thing is, her behavior was causing a lot of stuff to not be perfect, as that usually happens. The straw that broke the camel's back was when she threw a beer bottle at the DJ's head when he turned on a song she didn't like. Our marriage only lasted a year. I mean, I'm surprised that it lasted a year. Also, you can't throw things at people. I hope that DJ like sued her. I would have gotten her arrested on her own wedding day for throwing a beer bottle at my head, you psychopath. Absolutely not. At what point during that wedding, like when you're the person marrying this other person who's going crazy, at what point do you go, this seems like now it's a really bad idea? I'm just saying. Okay, so Slalomy sandwich. I read one on Hell of a Wedding of a bride who kept gaining weight and would scream each time the wedding dress fit wasn't the same as the previous fitting appointment, claiming that the store was switching out different dresses each time, ripping her off or something. Ugh, that would be crazy. Because as like a person who's trying to fit the wedding dress, first of all, that'd be really annoying to just have to keep doing the same thing over and over again. But also, like, how do you just like gently explain the reason why when somebody's like screaming at you? Because for sure at some point you have to be honest about those things, like she needs to wear a dress and the dress needs to fit on the day, for sure. And like there's no like shame in it, but it's just an awkward conversation to have. Dang. Also, that's just insane. Yeah, you're switching the dress out on me every time. Wouldn't it be so expensive for them to just have to get the same dress multiple times in different sizes? My mother was a church organist and attended many weddings. Very cool. I suppose the story that stands out was of the bride who, when asked, do you take this man, ... broke down and said, no, I can't, I don't love him, and ran out of the church. It was a smallish town. People found out that she had met somebody new, fallen hopelessly in love with him. Oh my gosh. And she waited till the altar? Like it's freaking Love is Blind or something? Like there's just so many other points and moments where you could say this. Why at the altar? Why waste everyone's time? Why publicly humiliate this person who's like clearly in love with you because you went out and were whatever, gallivanting around town and found somebody new to fall in love with? I can't, like, nobody can fault you for not being in love with this person and for finding a new relationship that you enjoy, but we can fault you for this infidelity and for the way that you handled the situation, and we will fault you for that, Miss Bridezilla. During the mixed gender bachelor party, the bride-to-be got in a spat with the groom and slept with another guy. Wedding was off the next morning. They lost 10K plus. He took her back a couple of months later. Oh my gosh. Listen, it's not up to me to decide what people should and shouldn't do, but come on. You get in one fight before your wedding and you're sleeping with someone else, and then you lose $10,000, and then you go, you know what? Never mind. I couldn't. I would be so mad. $10,000? No, I could get like so many things for $10,000. No, couldn't be me. I'd be so pissed. I am pissed just looking at this.
Bro, so Shay talking about she want all the groomsmen to have a fade so everybody can look clean, cut in the pictures and everything. So what are you asking me? You want me to cut my dreads, which I've been growing for 7 years, to be in the wedding? Yeah, bro, that's... Imagine asking somebody to cut their dreads off and then get a fade. Like, no, absolutely not. Because she wants... It's not even the person that you're there for. Absolutely not. Nope. Nope, sorry. I can't even come anymore. No, not only can I not be a groomsman, I'm just busy. I got something else to do.
People are so entitled.